Welcome to the Fox 54 Weekend Review. I'm Kenesha Dees. It's the only place in North Alabama to get this week's local headlines condensed into one program. Here's a taste of what's ahead. Our top story this week, municipal elections are coming up on Tuesday. Candidates in Madison and Decatur spoke to voters in public forums, making their cases before voting day.
Awaited Madison City Municipal Candidate Forum is finally here, and things just wrapped up over at Madison Community Center. Our very own Kenesha Dees moderated the event, giving voters one last chance to get to know the faces behind the names on the ballot. Each mayoral candidate had the opportunity to speak tonight, but first let's meet the candidates. Renee Bartlett currently serves as the District 5 City Council member. Margie Daly is a lifelong resident of Madison, and Steve Smith is the city administrator. Each of them brings something different to the table, but they all have something to say about censorship in Madison's libraries. Let's take a listen.
I can tell you that our board takes very seriously its governance responsibilities in terms of making sure that books are on the shelves that should be on the shelves and that it meets the community needs. So I am very proud of what our library does.
I'm against censorship, educational books. Books should be educational. Kindergarten should have a different section than in adults. You know, I don't believe in the sexualization of little kids, period.
Common sense. I think there is a system in place to prevent that. I think there are times where maybe something slides through the cracks, but the system's there to get that corrected when it happens.
And voters had some thoughts of their own, saying this election is setting the stage for Madison's future growth and development.
What I was mostly looking for is how they're going to address the continued growth here, the growth and how it affects the schools, and also how it affects all the infrastructure that we have. Roads, traffic, schools.
Electing our school board members, which is an issue that was brought up tonight. I think that's actually very important to me personally as a high school student. I see the things that many of my fellow peers are engaging with in their schools, and I think it would be better represented if maybe some parents were elected and put into that position.
Infrastructure in the population, because now they want to bring Space Command down there, and we don't have the infrastructure is taking forever to get caught up, and that's been a problem.
The election is on August 26th. If you missed tonight's forum, don't worry. You can watch the whole thing on demand on Fox 54 Plus.
Tonight, residents in Decatur got one final chance to hear from the mayoral and city council candidates at the Princess Theater in a forum hosted by Fox 54's Kenesha Dees. During an audience question, mayoral candidates responded to a question about the Decatur Police Department and rebuilding trust with the DPD after multiple controversies. Take a listen.
I think that we've already started the process. When we started the process and we did the third-party review, we needed to understand what was required of us as a city, what we were lacking. And so we've done that, and people had criticized the fact that we spent so much money, but I don't know if there's a finite dollar amount that is too much for us to spend on getting something right when it comes to people's lives.
We got domestic problems, and the meltdowns are happening all of the time. I do believe we need to be more prepared and have someone that on mental health 24 hours on call, ready to go. As we grow, so does our problems grow in the mental health situation.
Our new police chief and our deputy police chief are really out there changing things. And the police department really is responding to it, which I think is wonderful because safety is the #1 issue.
And if you want to watch the full forum with candidates from both the mayoral and council races, you can watch it on demand on Fox 54 Plus. Plus, if you want to see one-on-one interviews with some of the Decatur candidates, you can also find them on demand at Fox 54 Plus.
Huntsville Utilities was in the hot seat a week after the launch of its new app. Customers say they're frustrated and confused. Fox 54 asked what people need to know. There's a lot of concern online and some questions raised about the switch to Huntsville Utilities' new software and web app, HSV Util. People are saying it's confusing and aggravating. Some received a second, shorter bill in the mail after the new system changed their billing cycle. Others have concerns with the change to the number they use to log in. And the problems don't stop there. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo shows us some of the confusion people are facing.
It was a nightmare.
That's what some Huntsville Utilities customers are saying after the rollout of their new online portal and web app just last week. Dozens took to the office today to have their questions answered by on-site staff.
If you had your bill with you and you got online, it didn't recognize the bill number. It didn't match up. And then when it matched up with the correct telephone number, it gave you a different bill number that you didn't know that was associated with the old one. And so you're kind of hesitant. That's why I came down here.
Some of their biggest concerns: problems logging in, an extra bill for just a week of service in July, a balance showing zero or a negative amount, and a new customer account number. Customer Henry Paul says when he first got his new number, he thought it was a scam.
As an older person, I said, no, I'm not doing this. I kept, going through the different steps on the phone, and I kept getting the same thing. I said, okay, well, I'm just going to come downtown. And now they explained to me, talking about the new system, makes sense.
Other residents are still asking, what's going on? Many residents are upset with the new app's rollout, saying it's confusing and they're getting an extra bill. But Huntsville Utilities says it's not a new normal. They're just growing pains during a large transition. Huntsville Utilities says the second bill is a one-time thing during the switch to a new billing cycle. In addition, they say negative balances can mean refund credits that are just now being applied to your account. The only permanent change for most people is your new account number. Joe Gertis says they've waived late fees and disconnects, meaning any confusion won't leave you without power.
Realistically, we're probably looking at a couple of months without any late fees or disconnections for non-pay, until we have everything corrected and everybody feels like they're running smoothly in the new system.
Gertis says they'll also give people time to react when they continue charging late fees and disconnecting power. But a lot of the customers who made their way to the office today said they left with the answers they needed. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
And we're just a week into the software change. We'll have more updates for you as they work out the new system. In the meantime, you can find more information on our website, fox54.com. The city of Huntsville proposed changing the name of Bob Wade Lane to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Highway. We found out why and what some residents think of the idea.
A street in North Huntsville could be getting a name change, but some residents aren't too excited about the prospect. The change would make the street a part of Martin Luther King Jr. Highway, which currently turns into Bob Wade Lane. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo explains.
The city of Huntsville is proposing a name change on Bob Wade Lane east of Pulaski Pike, and some residents online are saying it could be a problem in the future.
Pending a city planning commission meeting on Tuesday, the street could be renamed a continuation of Martin Luther King Jr. Highway. It's all a part of State Route 255, or Research Park Boulevard, coming out of Huntsville. The city's urban and economic development lead, Shane Davis, said in a statement to Fox 54, the new road is an extension of State Route 255. Upon completion, the road will have to officially be State Route 255, but its informal name is Martin Luther King Jr. Highway, and its continuation onto Bob Wade Lane has gotten some pushback on Nextdoor. One resident made a post saying she thinks the renaming to a Martin Luther King adjacent name will decrease property values along the street. Her husband says,
it reduces the value in your property tremendously. The crime rates on those are increased tremendously. I have a major investment here that started 25 years ago. I'm not interested in losing that or having that degraded. This absolutely has nothing to do with race. It's all about, there's not a person in the city, a person in this town that wants to see their property devalued.
Some comments on the post saying it's too common of a name, too expensive, and too much of a hassle for residents. But others are saying street names don't affect local property values at all, and the concerns are racist in nature. Kelly Scrimshire with the city of Huntsville says it's all to keep street names the same to avoid confusion. She adds that the road was named 20 years ago, and the change now reflects the completion of the highway extension.
It was something the community wanted, and it was approved, and it became the name. It's very, very difficult when we have names, roads switch names back and forth throughout multiple jurisdictions, and we work really hard not to have that happen.
That vote is taking place on Tuesday at 7:30 inside City Hall. We'll have updates for you on this story as it develops on fox54.com. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
Well, like Caleb said, stay tuned on Tuesday for the results of that vote. It'll be a public hearing, but the only ones able to speak are residents that will be immediately impacted by the change. After the vote, the final say will go to City Council.
And seniors are some of the people most likely to fall prey to scammers. This week, TARCOG held a summit to teach people how they can avoid becoming a victim. Welcome back. In Limestone County, the top of the Alabama Regional Council of Governments, or TARCOG, held a summit about a major issue plaguing the Tennessee Valley: scams. The TARCOG Fraud and Scam Summit saw leaders from across the state converge at Athens State University to tell residents about scams and possible fraud attempts they should be aware of. Michaela McCurry with the Alabama Security Commission shared some tips with Fox 54 that she presented at the summit.
We tell people anybody can be a victim of a scam. They're not targeting any certain kind of people, or it's not that you're naive or anything like that. If you fall victim to a scam, it's simply that these scammers play on emotions. They get you scared, they get you upset, they get your energy running, and you don't have time to think. So we really want people to just be able to slow down, think, and do their research before they make decisions.
For TARCOG leaders, it was exciting to see a sold-out crowd for today's event and to spread information about scams.
Alabama is number 26 on the state list of states that are being scammed. And so we want to make sure that everybody knows it does not matter who you are. Everybody has the ability to be scammed. It absolutely does my heart well to see the sold out room so that people can get the information that they need so that they can protect themselves. That's all I want. If I can save one person from losing everything, then I've done my job.
Officials at the summit added it's important to never share personal financial information unless you know who's asking. A boating accident in Sheffield killed 2 men last week. This week, the owner of the other vessel filed a lawsuit seeking to limit their damages. First on Fox 54, the first legal development from Saturday's deadly boat collision on the Tennessee River. It's where we start. I'm Kenesha Dees. The commercial towboat company involved in that crash has taken preemptive steps trying to limit its liability in federal court. Magnolia Marine Transport has filed a petition just days after its vessel and 3 barges collided with a small fishing boat near Sheffield. 2 Morgan County men died in that crash, 66-year-old Edison Kim Wallace and 63-year-old William Sandlin. Fox 54 can report the Mississippi-based company is employing a mid-19th century law called the Limitation of Liability Act to put a cap on any potential damages. In this case, about $16 million. That's the value of their vessel and cargo. But perhaps more controversial, Magnolia Marine is pointing the finger at the 2 deceased men in their court filing. They claim the recreational boat operators failed to keep a proper lookout, weren't traveling at safe speeds, and didn't try to avoid the collision. The company says the fishing boat approached from the port side and tried to cross in front of the commercial flotilla before striking the lead barge around 9:30 Saturday night. The filing alleges that the recreational vessel failed to exercise prudent seamanship or take prudent actions to avoid a collision. Now, it's important to note no official investigation results have been released yet. The U.S. Coast Guard is leading that investigation. The collision triggered a massive search and rescue operation. The first victim was recovered Saturday night, the second on Monday. Funerals for both men are scheduled over the next few days in Morgan County. Magnolia Marine has expressed sympathy for the families and says they're cooperating fully with the investigation. We've reached out to the Coast Guard for an update on their investigation, but haven't heard back yet. Magnolia Marine did provide a response to our inquiry about the legal action, saying the filing is standard practice in marine transportation, and they're working with the authorities on the investigation. A new drone company promises hundreds of jobs in the Rocket City. The Huntsville music scene heads to Nashville. RC planes and helicopters took to the air, and a micro-marathon took over Butler Green. A new facility is making a buzz after opening the first drone manufacturing facility of its kind here in Huntsville, and people swarmed to the site today to see its capabilities and how it further cements the Rocket City as a defense hub. Performance Drone Works opened its doors today on a new local factory that's already pumping out drones by the thousands. Company leadership expects to be able to produce up to 60,000 drones a year. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo shows us how this facility could help protect you.
Performance Drone Works, or PDW, opened the doors on a brand new facility today that could eventually bring close to 1,000 jobs to the Tennessee Valley. PDW is a company based here in the Rocket City that specializes in drones for recording, overwatch, attacks, and carrying payloads, including bombs. They're currently working on drones that each soldier can fit into his or her backpack, but they don't just supply the American warfighter. They're working to bring affordable drones to law enforcement too.
We serve all frontline operators, and currently you can see us across many different branches of the military, but also with Customs and Border Patrol, and most recently the Secret Service announced their use for protecting POTUS at secure events and sites.
What we need to do in the commercial industry and in the U.S. government is to ensure there are a bunch of PDWs doing different things that could supply law enforcement.
It all started just a few years ago after Chinese manufacturers allegedly started making and selling drones to undercut the American market. In fact, PDW says up to 90% of our drones were made in China, making them unsuitable for national defense. So, a handful of founders created PDW to reduce our dependence on Chinese products.
The future of warfare will involve these small drones, so we need to ensure on U.S. soil that we have the best drone technology, that we have a domestic supply chain, and that we're ready. So we need many PDWs, but today is an important first start. It's amazing to see, but we are playing catch up. So we are working day and night to ensure that we could satisfy the needs of the military, not just today, but building the products of the future before there are even programs asking for it.
With the new Drone Facility 01 here in Research Park, company staff are saying Huntsville will soon be a national leader in American drone manufacturing. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
PDW has more than 200 jobs already filled in design, engineering, and electronics. They say they're desperately hiring as they fill the new facility and add on to it. You can find a link to their page on our website, fox54.com.
The Huntsville music scene is heading up to Nashville next month with help from the city government. During Americana Fest in September, the city will hold 2 events showcasing talent from right here in the Tennessee Valley. For leaders at the Huntsville-Madison County Chamber of Commerce, the move is a sign of support, not just to market local artists, but to market Huntsville.
It's really exciting to have the city supporting the music ecosystem here in Huntsville, not just here for people who live here, but using it as a way to build our brand in other cities. People hear about our music venues and artists that come through here and artists that are from here, and they have a higher recognition of Huntsville and a more positive association.
For companies and businesses looking to make the move to the Rocket City, these city investments make it easier for them to bring in new employees.
Businesses like to see the quality of life in a community where they're bringing their jobs. They want to know that their employees are going to want to live there, that they won't have trouble recruiting or retaining their employees. And music fans are all over. We had an executive in from out of town last week who was going to spend 2 days in Huntsville, and then he was going over on his own time to the Shoals to check out the music scene. So we know music fans are everywhere.
Cape added that with the planned smaller venue to be built by the Orion's parent company, the hope is to bring smaller regional acts to the venue.
Well, that was just a look at some of the fancy flying happening today at the Rocket City RC Club, which held a special flight event for National Model Aviation Day. Spectators and club members came together in South Huntsville this morning to celebrate and show off their flying skills. And for club president Bob Templeton, it was a chance to connect with younger people to help them get into the hobby.
It's our chance as a hobby club to share this wonderful hobby with all the spectators and the community that we're a part of. And we hopefully light a spark or, plant a seed, and we get some young members learning how to fly, joining AMA, which is the Academy of Model Aeronautics. We're all members of that, but it's great to see the community come out and show interest in the hobby.
We're the only ones in the air. Check out this helicopter from Christopher Pry. Spoke after flying the chopper about showing off the diversity in the hobby.
I'm a big scale flyer, so I love scale. Make it look real as you can get it. Make it look like the real one. So there's not a lot of people that do that. So when I bring my airplanes, my helicopters out, it gives me the opportunity to show them the modeling side of it, the details that we put into it. We do it with 3D printing. We do it with, modeling with fiberglass. And there's just a lot of stuff that goes into it that sort of gets excited for me.
Members tell us if the gates to the Rocket City RC airfield are open, the public is welcome to watch members fly their planes and learn more about the hobby. Well, one event many people want to complete during their lives is a marathon. It's 26.2 miles with a feeling of accomplishment as they cross the finish line. Well, earlier today, more than 200 runners participated in a race a lot shorter in length, but has a major impact for a local organization. It's a race to the finish line 383 feet away.
You run 383 feet from one side of Butler Green to the other.
The Rocket City Microthon has been held in Huntsville for more than 10 years. The event supports Mary Mac Huntsville, who provides performing arts education to people with special needs.
They can come take dance, art, music, theater classes. We believe that everyone should have an opportunity to express themselves creatively, and so that's why we feel it's important for people with special needs to come and take classes with us.
In this sprint, the theme surrounds inclusivity, with everyone racing together.
Just like Mary Mac, it is inclusive. It is for everybody. It's just come, hang out, and have a good time. We call it a race, but it's not really actually a race. We just come and I think there's going to be a cartwheel competition at one point. Someone will probably run across it in a dinosaur costume. Everybody's just here to have a really good time and hang out and support a great cause.
Inclusivity is the key, right? So no matter what your abilities are, you should be able to participate in a race or in any kind of activities.
Everyone can participate. You can be any age, any skill level, any type of athlete, and you can participate here at the Microthon. We welcome everyone.
All the proceeds from today's Microthon went directly to Mary Mac Huntsville. Organizers say they give more than $40,000 each year to scholarship funds to the students.
Let's finish out the week with some great news for a Huntsville mom who got the keys to her own home.
Receiving keys to your home can bring a lot of joy and excitement, but for one Huntsville family today, the emotions flowed as Habitat for Humanity handed the keys over to another partner family. I spoke with the family earlier this afternoon. Mother says she's been waiting for this moment for several years.
It was very emotional because my kids been wanting this for a while, so I just made it happen for them.
Shantae has been looking forward to this moment for almost a decade.
I was in the program at first back in 2017, and I had got pregnant with my youngest, and I couldn't do what needed to be done, so they told me they was going to put me on pause, but then COVID hit.
Now, after many years of waiting, Shantae and her family have a new home.
It's a lot of emotions, but I'm very happy.
We have so many differences amongst ourselves. We can come together and we can help serve a family. But we're also laying a foundation. We're building hope. And we're going to see where this family is going to go, not just tomorrow, but 5, 10, 15 years from now.
Habitat for Humanity of the River Valley Executive Director Jeremy Folk says they'll have families come to them who are in need of safe and affordable housing.
We're seeing a significant increase in housing costs these days, and rental prices have gone up. What we do at Habitat is we actually get the family into a home that they can't afford. It's going to be financed with a 0% interest mortgage by Habitat for the cost what it costs us to build the home. The mortgage payment typically on this home probably would be closer to $1,200 or so. This home is going to have a mortgage payment somewhere around $600, $650.
They make it very affordable, and it gives you wiggle room. It gives you a lot of wiggle room to do things with you and your children.
The affiliate has helped on more than 40 projects within the last year, making it the most productive in their organization's history.
This is like the most exciting day. I've been doing this for 20 years, and a house dedication every time gets me just excited.
Habitat for Humanity is working on multiple different houses on the same street as Shantae's. They'll hand the keys over to the families who will fill those homes in the next couple of months.
Congratulations to her and her family. Thanks for watching Fox 54's Week in Review. Count on Fox 54 Plus to bring you more great programming with in-depth local specials, locked on sports, true crime, cooking shows, wellness experts, and continuing weather coverage. For everyone at Fox 54 News, I'm Kenesha Dees. Have a fun and safe weekend.